That line of light, that is where it begins. Not with a brick, not with capital, not with a team. It begins with a line drawn in the dark space of the impossible, a line of pure thought, a line of defiance against the formless void of what is. That line is a vision. And you have been taught that a vision is a daydream, a nice picture for the back of your mind, a pleasant someday. This is the lie that has starved generations of their rightful kingdoms. A vision is not a picture. It is a gravitational event. The moment a true vision is conceived, with clarity and conviction, it begins to exert a pull on the very fabric of reality. It warps time. It bends circumstance. It attracts matter, people, resources, opportunities toward its center of mass. You do not build an empire. You unfold one from a singularity of thought so dense with purpose that it becomes the organizing principle for chaos itself. This is not metaphor. This is the lost physics of legacy. This is the Napoleon Hill blueprint, not a set of steps, but a set of laws, the laws that govern the transition from the intangible architecture of the mind to the immovable architecture of the world, from the invisible empire of thought to the visible empire of stone, steel, and societal impact. Carnegie knew it. Ford lived it. Rockefeller engineered with it. They were not smarter than you. They were not luckier. They were simply more obedient to this blueprint. They understood that an empire is not a collection of things. It is the physical extrusion of a mind that refused to be contained by its own skull. Your vision is not the first chapter of your story. It is the source code. And you have been trying to compile a program without understanding the language. The language is belief. The compiler is discipline. The operating system is your philosophy. And the output is a world remade in the image of your obsession. The blueprint is here. The dark void awaits your first line. But you must understand the nature of the raw material. You are not building with wood and stone. You are building with human energy and aligned purpose. The empire builder is a peculiar kind of physicist. They study the dynamics of desire, the mechanics of motivation, the thermodynamics of collective will. The first law of this physics is this: clarity precedes reality, not as a wish, but as a command. Before a single stone of Rome was laid, it existed in perfect detail in the mind of an emperor, an engineer, a priest. Before the first Model T rolled off the line, Henry Ford could walk through the entire factory in his mind, hear its sound, smell its oil. His vision was not a car. It was a system for liberating human movement, and every decision, every hire, every machine purchase was a subroutine of that master program. Your vision cannot be success or wealth. It must be a precise, multisensory hologram of a world you intend to manifest. You must be able to close your eyes and walk through it. The grain of the wood on your boardroom table, the specific feeling of solving a problem at scale, the echo in the hallway of your headquarters. This is not fantasy. This is advanced cartography. You are drawing the map for a land you have not yet set foot on, so detailed that when you arrive, you will recognize it. Most people have a vision the size of a postage stamp. They are trying to build a cathedral on it. Your vision must be so vast, so detailed, it terrifies you with its audacity. That terror is the fuel. This detailed vision, however, is inert without the catalyst of a burning obsession. Hill called it a white heat of desire. This is not ambition. Ambition is a mild appetite. A burning obsession is a physiological state. It is a fire in the chest that consumes all lesser fuels. Distraction, comfort, approval, fear. It is the energy source that powers the decades-long arc. It is what kept Edison going after 10,000 failures. Not perseverance, but an obsession with harnessing light that was more real to him than the darkness. Your obsession must be so integral to your identity that to abandon it would be a form of psychic suicide. It must be the central narrative of your life. When you meet people, you are not a person with a job. You are a carrier of a specific world-altering intent. This obsession acts as a filter. It makes decisions for you. It says no to 1,000 good opportunities to hold the space for that one great one that aligns. It is your internal compass in a world of magnetic noise. Without this obsessive core, the vision is just a picture. With it, the picture becomes a magnet, and you become the needle, drawn irrevocably toward its pole. Yet a magnet alone does not move. It must be placed within a field. This is the principle of the Mastermind Alliance, the strategic gravitational field. No empire was ever built by a lone mind. The lone genius is a myth for comic books. The builder is a conductor of symphonies of intelligence. Hill discovered this as Carnegie's core secret. The coordinated harmony of multiple minds focused on a definite purpose creates a third superior mind, a collective intelligence with its own gravitational pull. This is not networking. This is not a peer group. This is the deliberate assembly of a cognitive powerhouse. You are not looking for friends. You are recruiting co-architects of reality. You seek those whose strengths are the perfect counterpoint to your weaknesses, whose knowledge domains fill your blind spots, whose energy amplifies your signal. In their presence, your one vision is reflected, refined, and reinforced. Their belief becomes part of your belief system. Their momentum becomes your momentum. The alliance becomes the generator that powers the translation of thought into action. It is the field in which your magnetic vision begins to attract iron, and here we reach the point where most visions die a quiet, respectable death. The valley of applied discipline. This is the brutal, unglamorous translation of the ethereal into the elemental. This is where you exchange the language of dreams for the grammar of grind. The blueprint must now meet the resistance of reality. This requires a discipline that is not episodic but environmental. You must build a personal culture of execution. Your daily life becomes a factory floor for the production of your future. Your mornings are not for waking up. They are for recalibrating to the vision. Your hours are not for spending. They are for investing in asset creation tasks. Your energy is not for scattering. It is for laser focus on the next critical milestone. This discipline is the bridge. Each disciplined action is a brick in that bridge. A brick of a sales call made when you're afraid. A brick of a line of code written when you're tired. A brick of a skill mastered when you'd rather be entertained. The empire is not built in a heroic leap. It is built brick by daily, disciplined brick. The vision provides the elevation, the obsession provides the fuel, the mastermind provides the tools, but discipline is the laying of the foundation in the rain, in the dark, when no one is cheering. It is the most unsexy and most sacred part of the blueprint. As you build, you will be tested not by a lack of ideas, but by a surplus of adversity. The universe stress tests all new structures. Every no, every failure, every setback is not a sign to stop it, a diagnostic tool. It shows you where your design is weak, where your materials are flawed, where your understanding of the market's physics is incomplete. The builder's mindset reframes adversity as R&D. Edison didn't fail 10,000 times. He successfully discovered 10,000 ways not to make a light bulb, each one yielding data that refined the final design. Your empire will be stronger for every storm it withstands in the building phase. Resilience is not a separate trait. It is a feature engineered into the structure through intelligent iteration. You must develop a cold, analytical relationship with failure. It is feedback, not fate. Through this disciplined, iterative building, something critical occurs. The compound identity shift. You begin as the person with a vision, but as you act daily, in unwavering alignment with that vision, you are slowly, irrevocably sculpted by the process. You are no longer a person trying to build an empire. You become the living embodiment of the empire in process. Your character is forged in the friction of execution. Your confidence is earned through problems solved. Your wisdom is extracted from mistakes integrated. The vision built you as much as you built it. Carnegie started as a telegraph operator obsessed with efficiency. The process of building a steel empire forged him into a philosopher of industry, a philanthropist on a global scale. The end product was not just mills and money. It was the man himself transformed. You are the primary asset being constructed. This brings us to the ultimate aim of the blueprint, leveraged contribution. An empire is not a hoard. It is a force multiplier for value. The true end game of the Hill blueprint is not personal enrichment, but empowered contribution at scale. Your empire, whether it's a company, a movement, a body of work, becomes a vehicle to focus your unique value and deliver it to thousands, millions. It is the mechanism by which your singular obsession solves a universal problem, alleviates a widespread pain, or amplifies a common joy. This is the transition from success to significance. It is why the empire exists. It creates jobs, shapes culture, funds innovation, changes lives. This lens of contribution is also your most powerful strategic tool. It aligns your growth with the growth of others. People are drawn to contribute to a mission that contributes to them. Your empire becomes an ecosystem, a living thing that grows because it nourishes its inhabitants. Now see the complete arc. From the first lone mental line of light, the vision, ignited into a sun by the burning obsession, given structure and pull by the Mastermind Alliance, translated into reality brick by brick through applied discipline, stress-tested and hardened by adversity R&D, simultaneously forging the builder's new identity, all to achieve the final purpose, leveraged contribution. This is the full Napoleon Hill blueprint for the modern builder. It is not a linear checklist. It is a dynamic system, a perpetual motion machine of creation. The tools have changed. The markets have evolved. The technology is unrecognizable from Hill's day, but the laws are eternal. The law of definite purpose, the law of Mastermind Alliance, the law of applied faith, the law of going the extra mile. They are as real as gravity. You are standing before the void. In your mind is a chaos of wants, fears, and half-formed ideas. You must become the laser. You must focus that chaos into a single coherent cutting beam of intent. You must draw your line, not in sand to be washed away, but in the bedrock of your own soul, to be built upon for a lifetime. Your empire is not out there waiting to be found. It is in here waiting to be released. The blueprint is not a map to a treasure. It is the genetic code for a living, growing legacy. You are not following a path. You are printing one from the inside out. Now, pick up the stylus of your will, power the laser of your focus, and in the dark canvas of what the world calls impossible, begin to draw the first, radiant, unerasable line of your dominion.